What's up everybody, BigSweetC here with you. Got a special little video for you today. Today I am talking Dark Souls Remastered. My brother and I, me having talked so much about Dark Souls 2 and going back and replaying that recently, that he and I decided to go back and play Dark Souls Remastered again for the billionth time. Although we were going to do a special run this time. My brother usually levels his characters up in every category until he can't level up anymore because he loves to level his character. We decided to do a little challenge this time. I couldn't quite get him to do the soul level 1 like we did with the Pyromancer, but I was able to get him to do a 3-stat challenge with me. So that is what this character is about. It is the 3-stat challenge. We have only put anything into 3 total stats. We started with the Pyromancer. It is level 1. I always like to start with the Pyromancer just because you do start at level 1. It gives you the most reasonable amount of flexibility because of starting at the earliest level possible. And with this build, we were able to go in and use quite a bit of wonderful stuff. So let's get right into it. Let's jump into the stats. As you can see, we have only put into endurance, strength, and dexterity. Everything else is at base level with the Pyromancer that started again at level 1. We are level 94, so we were able to only have to put in 93 levels to get to this stage. And I actually really like it. So at 94, we're still a little bit under that 120 soul level meta where you get the most PvP interaction, but you still get a chance to do a lot of invasions because you can always invade up more than you can invade down. Plus you still get a lot of jolly cooperation because you are low enough level. Again, you can always be summoned higher up than lower down. So it gives you reasonable activity. Actually, it gives you quite a bit of activity considering all things considered. The 40 endurance is the soft cap of endurance. It's going to give us our most bang for the buck in our equipment load and our stamina. We've got the soft cap of strength at 40, which gives us the most bang for our buck in our physical attack. And we also have 45 in dexterity. Dexterity is a little different. Technically the soft cap for the physical attacks is 40, but because we are a Pyromancer and we can also use pyromancies, we wanted a little bit more bang for our buck out of casting speed. That's why we went up to the soft cap of dexterity at 45. Again, everything else is base level, but this strength and dexterity has allowed us to use some of the best weapons in the game. We've got a claymore going right now. We've got our pyromancy flame ascended to level 5. We're also using the grass crest shield. But because of our strength and dexterity, we can use the crest shield when we go up against magic users and the dragon crest shield when we go up against fire users. The benefit of the grass crest shield is it gives you that stamina recovery bonus, but it only has the 95 physical damage reduction, whereas the crest shield and the dragon crest shield both give you that 100% physical damage reduction and the bonus magic and fire resistance. So we also have the black bow of Ferris in case we ever need to use a bow. There's only been a couple of times when I've actually used it because we are a kind of close encounters melee type. We also have our pyromancy flame if we do need to hit from afar, so we basically focus on that. Although there has been a couple of times that this black bow of Ferris has come in handy. Now you could substitute this if you don't want to go and fetch this. You can substitute this for the composite bow. Composite bow is another fantastic choice. You also get a little bit of magic availability. With the 10 intelligence, you get almost no miracles you can use with faith at 8. So we kind of decided not to go that route. But we actually do pretty well against PvP invaders, and then definitely against some of the harder bosses. Now, I will be straightforward. The biggest downfall to this is the vitality is only at 10, so you are squishy as all get up. That is why I recommend using one of the better shields that give you that 95 to 100% damage reduction, because if you don't, you are looking at 1-2 hits and that's it, man. Caputo. So do yourself a favor, get yourself one of these shields. and enjoy yourself with this one. The other opportunities, you could go with just a standard longsword. You can use any of the rapiers, you can use any of the katana blades. So there's a lot of flexibility with this 40 strength, 45 dex character that we've built because of not only the ability to use those weapons, but the ability to scale from either strength or dexterity. Really gives it a bonus in your weapon selection. As for armor, I have thrown on the Mask of the Mother. This is because it gives us that HP bonus. We're at 600 if we go back to our stats here. We're at 630 HP. I believe we're actually only at 600 if we don't wear that Mask of the Mother, so that's why I went with that. As for the Shadow Garb, I go back and forth depending on where I'm at between the Shadow Garb and the Dingy Robe. Dingy Robe I use specifically if we're going anywhere near Curse. The Shadow Garb I use if we're going anywhere near Bleed and Poison. Because of the 40 endurance, you do get the ability to use some heavier equipment if you don't mind the medium to slow roll. I prefer the fast roll where it looks like you jump forward as opposed to just roll. That is why I love sticking with the Shadow Garb or the Dingy Robe stuff, because it does give you the adequate resistances in each category, but it also keeps the weight down and allows that jump roll as opposed to the slower roll. Other outfits that I do recommend is the Outfit of Favor that you get from defeating Lautrec when you invade his world after he kills the Firelink Shrine Firekeeper. I also like the Elite Knight stuff that you pick up in the Dark... drawing a blank here. Dark Root Basin that you pick up. So those are other two options that you can use if you so choose. I decided not to. I'm using the Shadow Garb and the stuff because of the light armor. Now, to help out with the defense, I switch back and forth from the Ring of Steel Protection and the Speckled Stoneplate Ring, which you pick up for getting Zigmire to Lost Izalith, but not letting him go any farther. Other good ones are Hevel's Ring, in case you want to buff up what you're wearing. The Chloranthy Ring, if you'd rather just run around with one of the Crest Shields or the Dragon Crest Shields. And then again, the Tiny Beings Ring, because it does give you that boost in HP, which is easily our biggest weakness with this character. So either one of those will work. The other one I've got on right now is the coveted Silver Serpent Ring, just because I'm doing a little building. If I was to go ahead and be done with this, I would probably rock the Ring of Steel Protection, and instead of this guy, I would either throw on the Ring of Favor, is another good one. Keep in mind, you cannot take this off, otherwise it's gonna break. And I don't mean break to be repaired, I mean break as in gone for the game, gone forever. So just keep that in mind if you decide to go with the Ring of Favor. But I would actually probably rock either Ring of Steel Protection and the Speckled Stoneplate Ring, or the Ring of Steel Protection and the Tiny Beings Ring. I can get by with the Grass Crest Shield to give me the Chloranthy, the stamina boost. The Chloranthy Ring and the Grass Crest Shield do not buff each other, meaning you get one or the other. You cannot get both. Whereas with the Mask of the Mother and the Tiny Beings Ring, you do get both HP bonuses. So you can double up with this one, you cannot double up with this one. I'd rather have the shield at 95 and use the Tiny Beings Ring, as opposed to use the Chloranthy Ring and the Dragon Crest Shield or the Crest Shield, but it is really up to you. So that is what I would probably rock with, and I like the Claymore, but again, any weapon can be used with this character. That is the brilliance of it. Just keep in mind that you are going to be a squishy little sponge. Anytime they come around and they're ready to smash you, you are going to get smashed if you don't know what you're doing. So biggest downfall, lack of vitality, but overall, fantastic low-level build that'll give you maximum opportunity to kind of pick on younger, smaller, not as advanced players that are starting off, and still get into those fights with the more experienced, well-rounded characters at the soul level of 94. I normally go up to about 120. Really, 120 to 150 is probably prime Jolly Cooperation PvP levels. So after we do this challenge, I might go ahead and divvy some stuff up. We've got some plans because the Pyromancy Flame scales with intelligence. I think on the second playthrough I'm going to start delving into intelligence. Intelligence has a soft cap of 50, so with a 40 investment we're looking at 134, so a little bit higher than I like to go at 120, but yet still not quite at that top tier 150. You should still have plenty of interaction with other players if you so choose. But just guys, wanted to give you guys this heads up. I really enjoy it. This is one of my favorite games. I think the Dark Souls Remastered was a fantastic remaster. There are a couple of things that I'm like, maybe we could have updated this in terms of game control and gameplay. But overall, the graphical update is phenomenal. I like the fact that they added the bonfire down by the catacombs, blacksmith, and all in all, just a truly fun time with this game and playing it with my brother. So if you haven't done so yet, check it out. Use this as a guide if you so choose. And yeah, sit back and enjoy. Either way, that's going to do it for this one. BigSweetC, that's me, wishing YouTube, that's you, wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it might be. As long as you're watching, I'm wishing you a wonderful watching time. If you did like what you're watching, please do me that favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell. If you didn't like what you saw, hit that like button, hit that sub button, drop a comment below, let me know where I messed up and what I should have put into instead. Either way, that's going to do it for this one. Sweetness, signing off. Peace.